guys, Wahoo here, back in another video. This time around we are going to talk about the best and only tool you're ever gonna need for Trove. Of course, I don't know the future, so of course I don't know if this is going to change in the future, because this is community made. It's not something that is directly part of Trove. It's a community made item, or not an item, but it's an app. And you can actually get it in the description. You go download it down there, and it's gonna have everything you need. You basically already see it on this left side there, that everything we are gonna need. And I'm gonna go over every single part of it, so you guys can of course use it as well. But I just wanted to mention this because it's absolutely amazing tool that can be used in many different ways, and I will show you guys as well. This is very much an information one. It's also kind of a building sort of tool, but it is mostly like a lot of information if there's something you're kind of missing at the point. Or right now it's like, what is this in, like what is the max of this in Trove, or what the max is this is Trove, or whatever questions you might have. They might have the answers right in here. Again, I want to mention that this is community made, so of course support in any way you can with this tool, so we can keep having this, because it's super awesome, amazing, and we can have a lot of fun with it, and you can also get the information that we need. So first of all, I want to talk about the home page. So this is the first page you're going to be on. Of course, you can have the weekly bonuses, which is super awesome. You can see which one is active at the moment, and we got double star bar right now, which is super awesome, because sometimes it's not really which one is it going to be. If there's an event going on, you might have a mod in, put in, and then you can see still which weekly bonus it is. But if you're on consoles, you can't see it. But of course, this is also a tool on PC, I guess. But you can probably also have this as some sort of thing on your iPad or whatever, or laptop or whatever you have. Then you can have it on there as well. But yeah, these are these are the weekly bonuses. These are the daily bonus. You can see which ones is active. You can also see what the rotation of the long shade is as well. Right now we got these ones, and next it's going to be these ones as well. You can see when it's also going to happen in 1 hour and 14. Then you can see which dragons are up. I don't think Luxian is correctly at the moment, but I think Corruption and also of course Fluxion is up to date. I don't think that this one is. I don't think it's arriving in 4 days, but we'll see what it's gonna happen. It says 4 days, but I think that doesn't make. Nah, I'm not sure it's 4 days, but maybe it's going to be up to date whenever you see this, or maybe it's already up to date. I haven't heard anything about it coming back. We just had it. So anyways, you can also see what the top mastery is at the moment. You can also see what the live, of course, Dude mastery is as well. So 127, 157, that's pretty cool. And then of course you can, if you want to know what the total is, you can just put these two together. I'm pretty sure you can do that as a well-functioning individual, right? But yeah, that's you can see the max mastery as right here. So that's pretty cool. You can also see right over here, there's a giveaway going on Trovosaurus, because this is also linked into Trovosaurus. So most of the information is also from there. If you are on PC, there's also the mod manager. This is all the mods that you have installed and such. I'm not gonna go over all the mods that I have. I do have, a video on that, like what mods I have installed, that basically have a link to all of these I'm using. But they also have that one. They also have modding tools. So if you're into modding tools, you can convert stuff and build mods and all that stuff in this one, extract things, and etc. Also a file extraction and stuff like that. I'm not going to do anything about that, but yeah, that's also something that is working. I think it should be. Then now we're getting into some of these that I love a little bit more, because these are part of it. It's of course the star chart. This is where you can, play around with builds, saying, hey, how many do I need? What do I get out of it? And how do I get out of this one? And what extra things do I get when I click all of these things? So this is basically a talent tree. And you can also reset all of it if you want to do so. But yeah, you can play around with doing different builds, and what can I actually, make myself. And I'm getting pretty close to using all my points. Do I have enough for going all the way? Oh no, I didn't have enough. So yeah. Then you can play around with, of course, this one right here, the talent tree. So you don't have to do that in game, but yeah, it's right here as well. I made a video on how you are going to do this, but it's also in this tool as well, which is super awesome. So you can play around with that as well. And then you can, copy those strings. Basically, I've also done that in that video where I put in strings, and then you can see what builds I feel like, or whatever talent tree I think is the most important one, or what gives the most of it after my opinion. And then you can just copy paste the little string, and then you can paste that in as well. But you can also make your own little strings, and then you can paste those to your friends or whatever if they want to see what you are building, basically. Then moving on, we are going into some gym builds. So basically here you can see what's the best optimal for, you know, right now it's the boomer. There's also all the other classes as well if you want to do so. I'm not going to go into massive detail about all of this because I'm not 100% sure about all this information. Usually I haven't gone too much into it, but basically this is how you are going to build your gyms up as from like the bottom, and such how these all things work. So I'm not gonna get fancy on all this because I have no idea, but there's probably some people out there you can actually ask, and they are going to tell you how this all is going to work. But I just wanted to mention this as well. It's pretty cool as well. Then we've got health optimization. That's also something with your gems. I'm going to move on to gear build. So here you can basically pick a class. It can be any class you want. And you can use the gunslinger, for example. And if you want to do it for farming, or you want it for light means basically bosses, then you are going to what you are going to use for all your basically, what ally are you going to use, what food are you going to use, banner, hat, face, weapon, ring, emblem, all those things that can help you do that as well. So if you just go on a farm, this is going to be what you want for the gunslinger. If you're going to farm on it, this is what you're going to do if you're going to do bosses, basically. Basically, light means like the highest amount of light, and of course, the light stat is dependent on how much damage you're going to do and all that stuff. Of course, combined with your critical damage, with your magic damage or physical damage or whatever it is, but light is basically armor penetration, right? So that's what you want to have. But there is also a way to build every single class for either light or for farming if you want to do so as well. And then they kind of have a rating. I'm not sure the rating, if that's correct or not, but I'm pretty sure it's sort of correct as well. Then we got a gym simulator. So if you basically want to play around with a gym and you want to see how much you need for the different things right down here. So we can improve the stats basically and see if how much it basically costs and how much it's going to end up on and stuff like that. So there's some fun stuff to play around with gems if you want to do so as well. You can also put it at an empowered one or a lesser one as well. So you can just kind of mess around with a gem and kind of play around with the, you know, whatever it's going to be. Then we have the gym set also. That's a calculator. So that's kind of showing how much you are going to need for the different ones if you put it in there, and how much you are going to use as different things as well, right? So there's just values and stuff like that. But then even more importantly, we are going to go to the max stats, which is the one I think is the one of the cooler things. Like there, these gym fun. These things with the gyms are pretty fun, and they can do a bunch of stuff. But right now, this is also something people usually are very keen on, how they are going to what is actually the max power rank right now, what is the max light right now, and you can see it all in here, and you can see it all in here as well. And as of right now, the most is still going to be gyms with the power rank, as you can see here. That is going to carry the most of the weight on the power rank. Then you actually, Trove Mastery is actually above all the mythic stuff. This is maxed out, of course, mythic gear, but mastery, if you are max mastery, that's the key, that's the max, that is going to be a little bit more. Then of course there's, if you have every single dragon, if you have a crystal 4 ring, if you have your maxed out, of course, and when I say maxed out, it's level 100, of course, geared mastery, if you have your class at level 30, if you have a banner on, if you have your subclass equipped, and it's also level 30, if you have an ally equipped, a flask equipped, emblem and emblem equipped, then you are going to hit this one. So almost 50,000, and we are of course getting over 50,000 when we get the new update, because we're going to get a new tier of gems. So our gems are going to get a lot higher than this one for sure. That is for sure. We don't know what the max is going to be, but it's going to be every single gem, so it's going to be quite significant to do so. But also max light, that's also super, super important. And they made this nice little thing, because if you don't have, like, for example, let's say I haven't unlocked, maybe I don't have a crystal 4 ring, I can just do that. Then this should be my max light. If it's not, then I'm missing something else. Maybe I'm missing, do I have everything? Do I have 250 from the star chart? No, I don't. Okay, well, okay, then this should be my max light, right? So you can basically turn on all these ones out, and this is the max light you can have right now, 30,670. That's also, of course, with the Berserker Battler, totally maxed out, if that makes any sense. I mean, of course, when it like procs, that has a proc to give you extra light. When that is working. That gives you 750 on top of that. And then the enlighten buff is of course something I did in a different video where you basically put on a buff as well, but it's 1%, so it's not that much. But when you do have a lot of light, of course 1% becomes a little bit more significant. But yeah, these are all the buffs you can basically get. And right now you can see a mythic, maxed out mythic 1 weapon is going to give you the absolutely most light you can get. And then it's crystal cosmic empowered gem. That's of course not from the buff, but just for the stat itself on the gem itself. And you can see actually fully maxed out mythic 1 hat and face is actually only 1100, which is actually kind of crazy that the gems are going to be here, and they're going to even crazier with that when we hit the new update as well. But it's a very nice tool to see how you are going to find out where you're missing that light. So you can also take it as like a checklist or something like that, whatever you want to. So you can say, okay, do I have my cosmic gem, is that 1350? No, it's not. Okay, then maybe I should look into what is not 1350. So this is sort of a checklist to get that as well to that. Then moving on, we got mastery. Then you can see this is basic a mastery calculator. It's not really super anything you basically, but you can put in your mastery level. If I put in like, let's say 750, it's gonna tell you that your mastery points, that's how many mastery points you have collected, is going to be that 147,450. Doesn't really mean anything, but you can also see what it gives you if you were at master level. And the same with that is, of course, this is a total level. Of course, keep that in mind. That is a total level, not only you know, the one level basically. But yeah, you can kind of see what it gives you, but it's nice a calculator if you want to do so and see how much do you need for, let's say we want 900 mastery levels total, then you need that much mastery points to get that as well. Lastly, we got the magic find as well. The total magic find right now is mastery level. Is that calculated into what I said? On update the mastery level. Okay, I think that's, was that the max one, or oh, it did change. Okay, it did change. Okay, so we can go and see, because we saw right here it's 877. So let's put that in 877. Okay, so that is the max magic find you can have right now if you are top mastery, but you can also see where your magic find kind of goes in, and you can see also put in like how much you have from dragons and such and so forth and well. But you can also have a sort of a little bit of a checklist as well. But magic find is not that big of a deal, but yeah, it's still in there as well. But I wanted to mention this tool mostly with the like the stats, max stats thing. That you can also kind of tell that that's what I talk the most about. But also these other things, maybe the build is also kind of cool, and also the home. Basically everything about this tool is super amazing. So shout out to those that have made it. So I think the name is still Sly, used to be at least. But this is an amazing tool, and go support it. It's in LinkedIn, as I said, in the description if you want to go check it out. And it also good for just installing mods, but also just for keeping up on different stats and such that is changing all the time, of course. And it's going to definitely change when we get the new update as well. So anyways, I just wanted to mention this tool. Again, it's in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!